Hello and welcome. I'm Jon Garlick, and I'm here with Sheriff Matthew Wade, and this is Calhoun County's Most Wanted. Sheriff.
Always good to be on the show, John. I feel rested today.
Rested?
Yeah, rested.
That's unusual for a sheriff.
That's unusual. Rested. We had a good Labor Day weekend. Nobody got way out of hand, so that's good.
Well, you guys had a good week. Let's take a look at the count there.
6 arrested. Count up to 5,105 people put in jail, all because somebody was willing to help us out, and we appreciate that very much.
Always helping out in the community, and you guys are doing something new in the school.
Absolutely. You know, in schools, vaping is a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a big problem for schools, and schools are doing different technology, putting sensors in bathrooms to detect people vaping and things of that nature. Well, the Calhoun County School Board also purchased a dog for us to be used in schools that can detect vaping as well. So
really,
so that dog can patrol the hallways, and if somebody's got a vape on them or using a vape, it will alert to it. So children, if you're vaping in school, when that dog comes around, it can definitely determine that, and hopefully the goal is to get kids to quit vaping. It's so bad for them. It's just terrible.
Vaping is worse than smoking.
Yes.
But glad you're doing that, always trying to keep kids safe here at the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office. And we're going to take a break. We'll be back with the first half of our lineup and a really interesting guest for you here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
This week's lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted is brought to you by Chris and John's Bail Bonding. Their phone number is 256-343-8004.
And welcome to this week's edition of Calhoun County's Most Wanted. First up in our lineup this week, Al Lee Reynolds. Mr. Reynolds, last known to be living in Anniston. He's wanted for bond revocation, for possession of marijuana first, bribing a public servant, paraphernalia, selling and delivering, and failure to appear, for possession of a controlled substance, possession of marijuana first, selling and delivering paraphernalia, bribing a public servant, and promoting prison contraband. And meet Michael Bush. Mr. Bush, last known to be living in Anniston, he's wanted on a probation violation for possession of a controlled substance and a writ of arrest for burglary second. And this is Gerald Anderson. Mr. Anderson, last known to be living in Anniston, he's wanted for a probation violation on receiving stolen property first. We'd like you to meet Larry Moore Jr. Mr. Moore, last known to be living in Ohatchee, he's wanted for failure to appear on possession of a controlled substance. And take a look at Daniel Wiseman. Mr. Wiseman, last known to be living in Anniston, he's wanted on a bond revocation for possession of a controlled substance, use and possession of drug paraphernalia. And meet Lester Landor. Mr. Landor, last known to be living in Anniston, he's wanted for failure to appear, for breaking and entering a vehicle, and fraudulent use of a credit card. This is Patrick Clopton. Mr. Clopton, last known to be living in Oxford. He's wanted on a probation violation for theft of property third and sale or delivery of drug paraphernalia. And meet Toby Aaron. Mr. Aaron, last known to be living in Boaz. He's wanted for a failure to appear, for possession of a controlled substance, carrying a pistol without a permit. For carrying a pistol by a person being forbidden to do so, possession of marijuana second, use and possession of drug paraphernalia. And that's it for the first half of our lineup. Stay tuned for the second half later in the show. Welcome back. We hope you saw somebody in that half of the lineup that you might know where they are. If you do, call Crime Stoppers or call the Sheriff's Office. You call, they haul. We are here with Riley Norton. Administrative executive?
I'm the administrator of NHC Place Assisted Living here in Anniston. Thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it.
Way off base on that.
Way off. I'm going to need the assisted
living
living
boss.
place. Yeah, she's the big boss.
Perfect. We do offer plenty of memory care support services.
I have a problem with that.
We were just talking about that before the show.
But I can't remember what we were talking about.
Well, now you'll know a good place when you do need the services for assisted living.
So, you know, we had NHC was on for the continuing care facility or the nursing home. And so tell us the difference between that environment and the assisted living environment.
The assisted living environment is a little bit different. We are able to offer kind of a more spacious, luxurious style assisted living for our residents. So we do have a restaurant-inspired dining meals. We serve 3 meals a day to our residents. We do have dementia-trained partners. We call all of our employees partners. We are a big team, and it takes all of us to do what we do each day. And we just have a lot of fun with our residents. We're able to kind of do a less, skilled service, so we can have more fun, play more games, but also support our residents when they need that, especially with things like memory care issues as well.
A while ago we were lighthearted about memory issues, but that is a terrible disease, and just had somebody that was close to my family that passed away from that. And just having people to help the families through that time is so important, because it's just such a difficult and terrible thing for somebody to have to go through.
Exactly. Our families are also one of our customers, and they're the big support. We're there to support families. We know that everyone wants to keep people in their homes as long as they can, but we have to work, and it's hard to take care of mom or dad all day when we're having to go to our normal jobs. So in order to protect them and give them the safest environment possible, I'm glad that we have places like NHC Place in town so that we can support our community.
So, yeah, go ahead.
There's been occasions where people are at home and for whatever reason get up in the middle of the night and get in the car and take off driving. And we've had to find people that were multiple counties away, and it's great stress on them. So having professionals that can know how to keep them well contained and treated with the best treatment possible is very important, because when somebody goes missing, takes that car, and it's not a family's failure. Human beings just do things sometimes, but having a place like NHC is wonderful.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we're glad that we're there to be able to support our community. There's people that need our services, and we're glad to not only be there for the resident, but for the families as well. We hope that they get to go out and fulfill their jobs each day, knowing that we're taking care of mom or dad or grandma and having fun along the way.
So what's the environment like? Is it apartments or separate houses?
Luxurious style apartments. So we do have kind of a studio apartment option. Then those do get bigger. We have 1-bedroom options. We have a huge apartment that's perfect for couples. So if mom and dad are both needing services, it gives them a dining area as well as a living room, a separate bedroom. All of our showers are walk-in showers with the handle, so you can have a nice spa-like experience in your shower each day. And then, of course, our partners. They're bubbly, positive, they're fun, they're committed to making sure whatever is needed for the resident gets done each day. They go above and beyond, and it's an honor to be part of the team.
So this is kind of like living on a cruise ship.
Exactly. So that is our exact motto. We are just a non-moving cruise ship. We have activities, we have restaurants, inspired dining, so we have great meals, chef-prepared meals each day. So we have a lot of fun.
You have shuffleboard?
Any games that you want.
Casinos?
We were playing golf. Well, we do take bets, but the other day we took bets
Plug your ears.
Well, it was more of a joking bet with our football toss. We were having, all residents were saying they bet that I could do 3 out of 3, but I only got 2, so sorry to disappoint.
So you've got apartments for 2 or apartments, single living apartments. Now they can't cook in these apartments.
No, but they do have microwaves. They do have a sink, so we can do coffee makers, things like that, if they want to get coffee or something in their apartment separately.
Now, what if they need some kind of medical care? So you've got people who just don't take any medicine at all. You've got people who take medicine. You might have people that need IV medicine. So where is the cutoff there?
So we're happy to be able to say that we do have 24-hour licensed nurse care. So a lot of other facilities may not be able to offer that, but we do offer that. We feel like it's important to have a nurse 24 hours a day just in case something happens. But one great part about NHC is not only do we have our assisted living, but we have the exceptional services of our healthcare center. So if we do see a decline, if we see a higher skill level need, we can just refer them to our healthcare center, course, go through the proper chain of that. But we have just such a great relationship. So our residents are able to get the care that they need no matter what level that they are.
So that's really good. So you kind of progress from independent living in your place, then your family's taking care of you, and that's very stressful on the family. And then they have NHC, a place to go to, and then as time goes on, you might need the more astute care.
If our residents get to where they're no longer able to feed themselves or no longer able to transfer themselves, then maybe it's time for them to go to the healthcare center. But our friends over there take excellent care of them, so it's a really easy transition for us. So we make a great team.
And NHC Places is off of Greenbrier, is that where that is?
It is. It's right off Greenbrier. It's a beautiful gray 2-story building there, so feel free to come by and check us out.
You should go by.
You know, in all seriousness, if I was unfortunate enough to have those kind of issues, I'd rather my family put me somewhere like that where I'd get better care. There's entertainment, stimulation for me, and they're not. I'm not sitting at home being a burden. You know.
One thing you might see out in the area here in Calhoun County is our bus. We do have a transportation bus. So if our residents need to go to the doctor or if they need to go to the beauty shop, we know how important grandma's hair appointments are. We make sure to get them there on our bus. We also do fun things like get to go to the Chocolate Apart Lights show at Christmas and get them out in the community. Big Time Entertainment has been awesome for us. They've allowed us to come and do a specialized bowling experience there, so we've been having a lot of fun.
I can see it. Grandma and Granddad going and doing axe throwing.
Maybe not yet.
Make sure they're not mad at each other when they go.
Well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, you can tell us more about NHC Place and maybe how people can get in contact with you to see if that's the right placement, perhaps, for Mom and Dad. In the meantime, you stay with us. We have the second half of the lineup here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
The second half of this week's lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted is brought to you by For Him Bail Bonding. Their telephone number is 256-848-7590.
And welcome to the second half of our lineup. First up this half, Jacques Embry. Mr. Embry, last known to be living in Anniston. He's wanted on a probation violation for domestic violence strangulation. And take a look at Wendy Wyatt. Miss Wyatt, last known to be living in Lincoln. She's wanted for failure to appear on possession of a controlled substance. And this is Christian Milam. Miss Milam, last known to be living in Oxford. She's wanted for failure to appear for chemical endangerment of a child. This is Chase Vandiver. Mr. Vandiver, last known to be living in Anniston. He's wanted for a probation violation on possession of a controlled substance. And meet Janine McGee. Miss McGee, last known to be living in Gadsden. She's wanted for failure to appear on obstruction of justice by using a false identity. And that's it for our lineup this week. If you have any information on these folks, please give Crime Stoppers a call. That number, 1-833-251-7867. Welcome back. We hope you saw somebody in that half of the lineup. And if you do, give the Sheriff's Office a call. You call, they haul. We're here with Riley Norton, Administrator.
Administrator, you keep
And
trying
I
to.
keep wanting to call her Administrative Director or something. But you're the Administrator
I am.
of NHC Place here in Anniston. And, you know, we were talking about how folks progress from independent living into kind of assisted living. And so, and we talked about the apartments being 1 and 2 bedroom, right? So what's your capacity out there?
So we do have 66 spacious apartments available for our community if they need them. So do have a couple of vacancies right now. We only have one bedroom apartment left. Those are in hot commodity these days. But always looking to add a couple new faces to our residents.
You know, you say that, and you know, oh gosh, I don't know how to say this. Do you have a lot of people dating?
Well, sometimes relationships spark up in the assisted living.
Yeah.
You know, that desire never seems to go away.
Well, I've heard that before. There was a lot of research done on sexually transmitted diseases in continuing care facilities and nursing homes. It was fairly high.
Luckily, I have not had any experience with that.
Well, that's good.
Knock
That's a
on
little.
wood.
That's a little odd.
That is, I thought it was, but the research is out there. So you have a couple of vacancies now, a couple places. And so how would somebody, if, you know, some family members had, you know, mom or dad that were needing a place to go, how would they go about doing that? What's the first step?
You can message us always on our Facebook page, NHC Place Anniston. You can also give us a call. We'll set you up with a tour. We have a community relations director, Cameron Greenwood. He'll bring you in, show you around, feed you some lunch, and have a little bit of fun with you. So he does an excellent job. So happy to give a tour to anyone that's interested. Of course, we can come in on Saturdays or whenever is needed after hours to make sure that we show off what we have.
And so what's the criteria for somebody coming into your place, the assisted living place? Where do they have to be health-wise?
So we have some residents that are still driving, so just kind of depends, you know, of course, safety and things like that. People know that they start needing some extra hands here and there, may need some help in the shower. So while they may still be independent, it's time for them to come get that extra help. You do have to be able to feed yourself, kind of transfer yourself. There's different criteria, but we do an RN assessment on you to make sure that you're capable of coming aboard.
So you got to get from your apartment down to the food place.
Yes.
The galley.
We hope so. Restaurant style.
The restaurant style. Sit down. So everybody have assigned seating?
Well, it's assigned, not assigned. You know how that is in meetings and such. Don't sit at someone's table.
It's kind of like church pews.
Exactly.
You know, that's somebody's church pew, but it's not assigned. But
So
if you
it's
sit
not
there,
assigned.
somebody will let you know.
Now, when my parents were in an assisted living place, they actually had assigned, like on a cruise ship, you had your certain people that were at your table. So my mom and dad were there, and then they would have another couple, and they got to know them pretty well.
A lot of great friendships are built even in the later stage of life. So.
You have, of course, you have celebrations throughout the year, and you probably have a good share of veterans up there.
We do. We're very, very proud of that. So one amazing thing that we have, and I would love to show off to anyone that's interested, is a veterans room. The room that we have at the assisted living highlights some of the veterans that have been residents of the facility, or maybe a family member or a husband of a wife. So great original pictures. It really also just shows off the history of Anniston. A lot of great things happened here in Anniston. A lot of great veterans came through Anniston. So very proud of that room. It's beautiful. It's got a lot of familiar faces. Of course, those familiar faces look about 70 years younger in those photos, but it's always a fun time to kind of get to point it out. And I have learned so much about history from being a part of it.
Have you many World War II vets in there?
I do. I have one amazing World War II
Wow.
vet. He is my best friend. He is about 95 and full of
Wow.
business.
That's interesting. You know, there's very few of those left now.
He has some great stories to tell, and then I've had some that may have passed on or moved on, but I've gotten to hear some amazing stories. So I kind of challenge myself as a way to preserve history, to be able to show off the great people that we had in Anniston. So it's been great to get to know them.
Well, that is it's a remarkable place to have all that history, and you can document that. You know, I wanted to do that with my parents. My wife did some of it. We videotaped my parents telling stories and stuff. Do you guys do anything like that to kind of document, either on video or audio, kind of their life
I have an
stories?
exceptional video of a former resident that he was able to kind of show off some of his life and really talk about some of the stories, and it's just unreal to hear about how he felt about his mom and how she felt here at home with her sons being overseas. So yes, we do, and it's amazing. I have one amazing picture in my veterans room that's actually one of my residents with JFK, so
Wow.
it's super cool.
Wow. With JFK. So that's cool.
That is
Pretty
cool.
rare.
That's very cool. So yeah, all that history should be documented, right? I mean, like Sheriff Wade gets there, he's got a whole lifetime of stories to tell, and really bad dad jokes.
We'll be looking forward to that. We'll be looking forward to
I
that.
do have bad dad jokes, but
We'll continue this show even when you're in the assisted living.
There you go.
We'll still have the viewers.
I won't be around by then.
you never know.
Yeah, I might know. So, all right, so if somebody's interested in doing that and they want to contact you, so tell us what your webpage is and what your phone numbers are.
So you can go to nhcplaceanniston.com. You can also give us a call. You can look us up on Google or, of course, Facebook. Happy to be there if you need us.
Have you an email?
I do have an email address. It's Riley, RILEY.Norton, NORTON, @nhccare.com.
And Riley, where are you from to begin with?
So I'm a hometown girl. I'm from Cleveland County. So very, very excited to be the administrator of an assisted living and again get to pursue my dreams, which is caring for the residents of this community. And while I'm from the county next door, we do know that healthcare, we do use Anniston, and so glad to be a part of it.
Any plans to expand NHC's facility?
Not our current location. We have been around for 51 years, the corporation, so we do have hundreds of locations across the Southeast and
Oh, okay.
different locations. A lot of those are in Tennessee.
Okay, well, very good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we appreciate you being on the show, and we
Thank you
hope
for
that
having me.
people in need will contact you and take advantage of that wonderful facility. And we hope that you will stay with us here for our Crazy Criminal and the Crime Stoppers portion here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. And welcome to the Crime Stoppers portion of our show, where we need your help on this case. Sometime between August 27th and September 3rd, a Husqvarna zero-turn mower, Maytag washer-dryer, Samsung refrigerator, Frigidaire stove and oven, 1993 blue, gray Dodge Ram 1500, 20-foot car hauler trailer, a blue horse trailer, red 6x14-foot enclosed trailer, pontoon boat, miscellaneous tools, 4 red Homelight chainsaws, 60-inch Hitachi TV, 20-inch Samsung TV, 2 red Craftsman rolling toolboxes, 1 red Snap-on rolling toolbox, a red Lincoln electric stick welder, and a stationary air compressor were all stolen from a home on Roy Webb Cutoff Road in Piedmont. They must have had a big truck. So if you have any information on this case, please give Crime Stoppers a call. That number, 1-833-251-7867.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
Oh my gosh, it's Crazy Criminal time.
It never abounds. If we can put it up on the screen, these two gentlemen here, you can see that they are painting on with magic marker on their face. This Matthew McNeely, 23, and Joey Miller, 20, and they're from Iowa. And
From Iowa.
And the police got a call from somebody that said he witnessed 2 people trying to break into a home. So the police responded. They were pull over the car that the witness reported, and inside these 2 fellas, and that's what they look like. So that's their mask. I'm not really sure if it
That's
was
not suspicious.
Yeah, I mean, you can't, permanent marker, I mean, I wonder how long it took for them to get off. But they both were arrested for attempted burglary. And, you know, I say it all the time, just because you're in jail doesn't mean that you're not intelligent. There's a lot of intelligent people in jail that don't make good decisions. But these 2 guys, I'm not sure that that applies. They maybe just aren't that intelligent. But their masks were not the best in the world. So,
Who was that masked man?
yeah.
That's pretty scary that they would think that would work.
I like the one on the with the little points on the top. He looks like he might be trying to do like a little Batman mask or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what he looks like. That's who it is. It's Batman. Batman broke into my house, and that's Robin, the boy wonder what happened to my face.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So you've got dogs in the schools looking for vapes.
Looking for vapes and trying to make sure that we can do whatever we can to deter children from using that type of substance. It's addictive, it's bad for their health, and our goal is not to punish. Our goal is to keep them from doing it.
Yeah, it's very bad, and it's a good thing you're in there, because vaping causes, I think the tobacco, the nicotine level is higher.
Yeah.
And of course
and
they
people
can
are using vapes to smoke illegal marijuana with too. So it's just it abounds in what can be in those things. So
hash oil is prevalent all over the place. Drugs, Calhoun County's bad for drugs, right? I mean,
everywhere's bad for drugs, you know. And I was talking on the way down here that I wish we could just do away with fentanyl. You know, just 1 gram of fentanyl can kill several people, and it's just a very little bit. So I don't know how we fix it, but it's a problem everywhere.
yeah, I scared myself the other day. I was pumping gas. I saw a penny. I usually pick up pennies, right? And I picked it up, and I went, uh-oh. I thought, this is bad. Well, anyway, we hope that you pay attention to what's going on out there in the world. And if you have any information on all of the cases we have for you, please call Crime Stoppers or call the Sheriff's Office. And we hope to see you again next week, but not in the lineup here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.